Okay, so now we're actually recording. Am I echoing for any of you?
No.
No.
No? Okay. Let's hope it stays that way. All right, so for our project, we all three volunteered at the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. It was founded in 1833 by a gentleman named Frederick Ozanam. They originally called it the Conference of Charity. It was later changed to St. Vincent de Paul. It was named after him because he was a man who was known for his charity work and his contributions to the poor. The first St. Vincent de Paul in the U.S. was founded in 1845 in St. Louis, Missouri, and the branch in Des Moines was opened in 1924, and they are currently working on opening a second location in Des Moines as well. Its mission and values, they aim to bring together individuals to grow in their spirituality by serving those who are in need. Members come from all walks of life and a variety of different ethnic backgrounds. Um, they aim to do good through its members by providing this charity, and they also aim to do some spiritual good by providing to the poor for those who are in need. All right, Juliet.
Yes.
Your turn. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry. The population served by St. Vincent de Paul includes anyone that they don't set any limits. Doesn't matter what class you are. As long as you're in need, you're welcome. In the Des Moines area, specifically, they serve a majority of people near the Riverbend neighborhood. There's about 727 families that were served last year. 975,000 charities. $975,000 were given through its services and the country that they have. 10,200 people were provided food and clothing assistance.
Serving at St. Vincent de Paul, individually, our group went on our own. We weren't able to all go at the same time. I got to work in the thrift store and in the receiving area. And I think Alex and Juliet also got to work upstairs in the social services department also.
Mm-hmm.
There are many service opportunities at St. Vincent de Paul. These opportunities include cleaning up the thrift store floor, making sure that clothes are hung on the racks and not on the floor, and everything looks good for the integrity of the shoppers. Also, you can help with the assistance of intake of donations from trucks out in town and from people dropping off donations throughout the day. Distribution of goods from the food pantry and creating boxes of goods for people to pick up at the food pantry is also included, and that also includes hygiene products, diapers, formula, and food. Assistance with social services department with administrative needs, and assisting staffing with the Child Watch Center is also an opportunity. Unfortunately, we didn't get to use this opportunity because they didn't have the class for the GED available during a time that we were able to volunteer. To serve at St. Vincent de Paul, all you have to do is contact the volunteer coordinator, and her email is included in our PowerPoint. Serving at St. Vincent de Paul allowed us to better serve the community with integrity and respect, and it helped us grow as servant leaders by interacting with the community that we don't normally get to interact with on a daily basis. And it helped us find out what the needs of our community really are.
So some directions for the future work there. St. Vincent de Paul is always evolving, trying to better serve those in need, trying to find more services or different ways to help their community. They're looking into opening a free clinic to provide some healthcare services, screenings, or checkups for people who don't have access to care or who just need assistance in finding health care. And then, like Lisa talked about, they have the daycare for parents that are taking classes. They're trying to expand that even more to get more children so they can help more moms and dads get their GEDs or just get started in that process of continuing their education. So some things I learned at St. Vincent, there was one day where I got to help with data entry, looking at some of their records and updating the online files. And there's just a huge number of people they help, not only with clothes and food, but with financial matters such as rent or utilities, some stuff like that. Recently, they were renovating their upstairs food pantry and the clothing closet, so they got a whole new set of shelves, almost make it like a little grocery store. So when they have food pantry night, families can come in and get a ton of different food items, hygiene products, and stuff like that they need. And then just a wide variety of people that come and that need help, and then the range of volunteers. They had tons of volunteers, different people, helping with donations, helping with picking up the donations all across the city. There was a bunch of great people that worked in the intake department, tons of people that worked the front counter. It took a lot of people, and I didn't realize how much they actually did. So that was one big thing that I learned, as I grew with this project. Juliet?
So this is the part about what we learned. I learned a lot. Coming in, I was very, I know people that have been to St. Vincent de Paul, and I usually just walk through the door with some of my friends, and there's this the stove, and there's the bread and other stuff that they have, but you never, I didn't see the behind the action scenes that went on, like how much clothes come in every day that they have to put on the racks, or how much money they give away, or how many people come in on the Tuesdays and Thursdays evenings that they have where people can come and have food there. I didn't know that I guess they were doing more than just selling used clothes. And I learned to appreciate more of what they're doing to serve people in the mall. And also, before I underestimated them, I thought it was just a cheap store, but I learned more about Saint Vincent de Paul, and I also learned about myself. And I used to hate volunteering because I felt like, oh, you volunteer, you give your time, you record the amount of hours. Well, you're not really doing it out of your heart if you're recording the amount of hours that you did, because if you really want to contribute, you should be recording how many hours or count how many hours you're doing something. It's like you just want a reward at the end of it. But I saw that by spending a few times or a few hours per day there, that I really feel humbled, because when you see other people in less fortunate circumstances than you are, you feel grateful for what you have in your life. And so it was quite an eye-opener into what volunteers all over the world do, and also to appreciate um, charity organizations that exist now and continue to do what they do every day. If I was to stay there and continue to do what I was doing, I probably would have become a full-time volunteer. But I have school and work, and I don't think I could do that. Occasionally, I will probably drop in for like Christmas or holidays or something.
The things that I learned from volunteering at St. Vincent de Paul is that I was amazed how they basically run on their volunteers. They have limited paid staff, and that they're a nonprofit organization. I didn't realize that there were thrift stores that were nonprofit, and seeing the amount of money that they get from sales through the thrift store and donations that they get, all those sales that they have go directly to the people in the community through the services with assistance with rent and buying the food for um, the food pantry. So all the money gets returned to the community, and I think that that is an amazing aspect of this project in particular. And I also thought that it was pretty amazing that the volunteers that they do have there are pretty much there on a daily basis. They come in, they do what they need to do to help the community, and they don't expect anything out of it. And dedicating that much time to people in need is something that anyone could get joy over, and I would love to have more of that in my life. And just knowing that there's so many people out there doing that really changed my thought process on thrift stores and charities in general. Also, I learned that you can't really judge a book by its cover, and seeing the variety of people that walked into the store, um, you really have to have empathy, and you really have to understand that everyone goes through rough patches, and all sorts of people in the community, even people in middle class, have hiccups where they need help. And I think that St. Vincent de Paul, giving access to the entire community and not just a limited resource of community, really allows their work to go further. And an interesting part about St. Vincent de Paul that I really liked was the fact that if they get clothing that isn't really sellable or in great condition, if it's missing a button or has a tear, if it's still wearable, they take that clothes and they pack it and they send it overseas to powered countries that they don't even get new clothes very often. And I think that that's really cool. And other things that I learned from volunteering with St. Vincent de Paul is that servant leadership is not just one aspect or character in a person. You have to learn to dedicate your time, learn to communicate with people, and really just have sympathy for people, because if you don't have sympathy, you won't understand where they're coming from, and you probably won't be as helpful for them. I really enjoyed this project, and I'm glad I got this opportunity.
Cool. I think that's all. Nice work, guys.